Hi, everybody. Just wanted to come to you today. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you checking in. Today, we're going to talk a little bit around the benefits and difference between working with a broker and working with a bank. But we're also going to talk a little bit around self-employed people and self-employed clients that I work with, because a lot of times they're hearing things that they don't qualify or that they don't make enough money. So I thought, today I'd just pop on. We'll do a couple of things and then we'll just head off for our evening. So most Canadians are still walking into their banks when it comes to renewals or doing mortgages because that's the area that feels safe for them. It's familiar and it's easy. But what if staying with your bank is going to cost you actually a little bit more? You're not going to have the flexibility, the opportunities, or long-term financing strategies if you just stayed with your bank. If you looked at different options and you came to a broker like myself, and I'm not saying banks are not a good place, not saying that at all. They do a great job with many different things. But when you're working with someone like myself that's a broker and a consultant, um, you can actually have more flexibility in what your choices are that you want to do with your mortgage at the time of purchasing a new home, whether you're renewing your mortgage, whether you're looking at restructuring debts, or you're looking at restructuring your current mortgage because you want to do some renos on your home. There's different opportunities that I have with having so many different lenders that I can reach out to. I've got around 50 different lenders that I work with, and those are lenders from big banks to lenders that are alternate solutions for lending that will work for long-term, short-time goals. We also have private lenders that I work for. So there's so many different avenues and flexibilities that you get with a mortgage broker that you don't get with a bank. And when I say that, again, banks are great. They have great products, but they only have their own products that they can provide a solution for you. Whereas when you're working with a broker, you can have the flexibility of me being able to go and search for the best solution for you. Sometimes it's rate, sometimes it's the flexibility that you need, and sometimes it's just to get that long-term financial strategy that you need to work with. And it's not a forever. Sometimes when we go to some lenders, it's a short term to get things sorted out for you, to get you into what you need currently, so that we can look again in a year or two to get you back into a different strategy that may cost you a bit less, but initially it gets you what you need and where you're going. So when we talk about that, I talk about it through all broad spectrums of different family structures, business structures, new to Canada, all kinds of different kinds of clients that I work with. Whether you're multi-homeowner, whether you're building construction buildings, whether you're doing large projects, small projects, I work with all kinds of different people. And that's the beauty of the flexibility that I can do. And also the team that I work with. If I don't have the right solution for you, I can reach out to my commercial teams. I can reach out to different lenders and solutions and financial people that we can put our heads together to come up with the right decision and solution for you. So, if you're self-employed, or you're commission-based employee, or if you've your own business owner, you may have already heard the words, sorry, but you don't qualify. And a lot of times you feel like that's the door shut when you don't qualify. And that's no, you don't qualify at whatever financial institution or lending solution that you've walked into. You don't qualify with them. Today, we're going to talk about what happens when you hear those words. Lenders aren't really looking for a way to be creative on how we structure your deal so that you can get into your goal of what you're trying to purchase, what you're trying to build. How I work with people and working with a mortgage broker can be completely different and change the outcome is what I talked about. The ability for me to do some research for you and find the right solution and be creative at how we make this work for you. So again, everybody, I'm Rhonda Calder-Dixon. I am a mortgage consultant. I'm also a financial educator. I work in very many different ways with my clients. I'm deeply passionate about helping people making confident financial decisions without any pressure, without any judgment. And today's conversation is what matters because this market is changing. And you've heard me say that week over week over week. Markets are changing. Mortgage rules have tightened. Qualifications stress is real. There used to be a day that we could walk in and think, well, we're going to qualify. There's nothing to think about. We've got everything in place. Today, that's not always true. We have to think of different ways for us to qualify. And many Canadians are simply signing renewal documents without understanding their options. They're talking to their bank and their bank's giving them that solution. And it's not always renewals. There's so many. I'm out in the Fraser Valley area. I do work with all of clients across BC, clients across Alberta, Saskatchewan, Canadian-wide. I can find solutions because of all the networking channels that I have. And it's not always just that renewal structure. And it's not always just single family homeowners that are hearing they don't qualify for today. I work with farms that are looking to build outbuildings. I work with clients that are building, multi-level, multi-family homes. And a lot of times they're taking a property that is a really good sized property that they don't need that half acre. They don't need those 3 acres for themselves anymore. They don't have a hobby farm, but they still want to remain in the same area that they are. So we're looking at subdividing and we're looking at building multiple homes after they subdivide so that we can house more families, but also build a legacy for yourself in the property that you love and have spent so many years in and wanting to stay there. And sometimes too, it's not always your property, but you found this dream property that you love and you really don't need all that space. Again, we look at getting you into that property, getting you the lending solutions and the planning so that you can restructure the home or reno the home that you're looking to live in. And then again, looking to subdivide and building different home options on your other parts of your property.